Looking at the Phoenix huddles, the December 28th double overtime win for Dallas over Vancouver improved Dallas to 2-4 in overtime this year. They played 6. That's the most overtime games in the NBA. This is 7, and that ties Dallas club record of 7 overtime games, which were shredded in 3 different seasons. And Dallas has had a chance to win all 4 of their losses in overtime when they missed shots at the buzzers. So Dallas has had this experience. And I do think, you mentioned it, Jimmy, I think a lot of this has to do with the experience of Coach Dick Motta. When it's close, the coaching really steps up. Otherwise, mostly players.
Well, what he did,
like this,
he gave his team a chance to win.
Yeah.
See, by playing the percentages and playing them perfectly. It's easy to come down and take a 3, miss the 3, that you foul, the game's over, they make 2 foul shots, it's 5, and then it gets ragged, okay? But what they did is clock management there was outstanding. Now that it comes up to the players now. Now, can you make the foul shots? Can you make the shots?
Here's a team that could very well be headed to the lottery this year. Dallas with only 9 wins, but they are entertaining to watch. Every time I've seen them this year, this is the kind of the show you get. It's worth the price of the admission. Unless you have one of the real expensive seats.
Well, this is interesting. Tisdale is at the center position instead of Klein.
Jackson inside, and Cherokee Parks comes off the bench. Cherokee Parks hasn't played but about 10 seconds tonight. Actually, Cherokee played 3 minutes in the first half, and it's a Mavericks lead.
And he had 1 shot. That was his 2nd shot. Good hands. Good hands that time by
Kidd will take it. He fumbled it away just as he did in that play right at the end of the game. Perry, he'll settle it down a little bit. Mavericks leading it by 2, 4:19 to go in overtime, and Perry has 7 steals tonight. And Parks comes away with another big defensive play, punching it away from AC Green. Finley. Jackson with the rebound. Here's Kidd. Can he control the ball this time? Jackson's going to take it. Misses the 3. AC Green. Mavs by 2, 3:55 to go. Overtime.
See, right now, Paul would like him to get in a high screen and roll or some kind of 2-man game here. Now, here's a screen down there playing Perry and Tisdale, 2-man on the right side.
Tisdale, fade away. This time, loose ball foul. And it's going to be on Cherokee Parks.
Yeah, from the rear. And, you know, the rookies who do not get much time are not getting any calls in a situation like this. Now, just keep an eye to the left there. You can see Parks holding out Green with the forearm. Green pushes him, and you can see that they could have called that on either guy.
Now, Parks is going to sit down, and Terry Davis back in. Davis with more experience and bulk in there. Mavs by 2, 3:36 to go in the 5-minute overtime period. Both teams have 2 fouls to give in this overtime period. Perry is just going to stop and take the 3.
Oh, look out. 3-on-1.
Jackson. And it's a 4-point Dallas lead with 3:19 to go in overtime. And the Phoenix fans are now pulling for their team to get something offensively.
Tisdale, you've got to stay with that screen.
Tisdale inside, it won't go. Rebound pulled away by Terry Davis.
See, right now, Tisdale, you know, he broke that play by faking the screen and going to the box. He's now 0 for 2 in here now. Smart thing for Dallas. Make sure you get a high percentage shot like this. Look, there's that back screen, down screen.
Dumas. Oh, yes. That's a triple for Dumas, and he has a new career high of 38 points, and it's a 131-124 7-point Mavericks lead.
From the time you get the ball, you're looking for that crack in the defense, the eye contact with the teammate, that split second when the defender turns his head. You see it all. And when that moment comes, when you thread the needle just right, all you can think about is getting the ball back and doing it all over again.
You know, working at AutoZone is more than just looking up parts or ringing up sales. Most of all is listening. Because my customers know more about their cars than I'll ever know. They know every rattle by heart. I mean, that car is their baby. So when they got a problem they're gonna fix themselves, I'm gonna do my best to help them get whatever they need, no matter what it takes. Because people like that, they don't deserve anything less than the best I can give them.
All right, now just keep an eye on this. The basketball is here. Jimmy Jackson's going to put it here to Popeye Jones. They have been running a back screen, but just watch what happens. Jones is going to come down and screen, and Dumas is going to come outside for the three. Now just watch how beautifully this opens up. They've been back screening the whole half. They catch them right there. He steps behind the line. He knocks in his 6th three of the game. He's 6 for 9 in threes, and for the year, we told you, he's 3rd in the league, shooting 48% in threes.
2 minutes, 39 seconds to go in the overtime with the Mavericks up by 7. Danny Ainge.
Well, Bob and Hubie, I just got word from the Phoenix huddle over there, Paul Westphal. He's going to try to have Elliot Perry penetrate and dish, and AC Green is a designated screener. And on defense, they're going to go to their half-court trap. Back to you, Bob.
All right, thanks, Danny. Normally, Danny Ainge would be in the game for Phoenix at this time, were he not retired. 14, 13, 12 on the shot clock. Wesley Person gets away a three with hand in his face. Finley with a big offensive rebound.
Right there.
Back to Tony Smith for the three, and it'll go down.
Hey, and Tony just shot that one right. As soon as it hit his hand, it was up and in. He's shooting 36%. That was his 22nd three of the year.
Mavs by 4. George McLeod, who's been quiet tonight, looking to enter the ball to Popeye Jones, and we have a foul down inside as we had Wesley Person trying to defend Popeye Jones.
Yeah, see, this is the problem when you try to go small. And Wesley Person ends up on Popeye Jones down inside. No way can he defend him, and that was hand checking from the rear.
And of course, 2 fouls to give in the overtime period. So now both teams have 1 foul to give. Inbounded with 2 minutes to go. Mavericks leading it by 4. Jason Kidd. The play is called. Now Person out here on George McLeod. They were looking for Popeye Jones. Went to Dumas on the penetration. Dumas is fouled on the drive.
He is so fast.
He's been impressive.
I'm telling
Career
you,
high 38 points.
I'm just stunned at how quick he is on his first step. And then if he puts this one dribble, now just keep an eye on this now. See, he's right by, and now watch the elevation. He gets fouled outside and then by 2 guys on the shot.
Dumas to the free throw line. Hit him 39 on the night. Here's what's happened in this ball game. First of all, Dumas came off the bench to get his career high. Perry has 32 plus 12 rebounds in the ball game and 7 steals, and the miss that time off Tony Dumas, and it is a 132-127 Mavs lead with 1:40 to go. The Mavericks have not won in Phoenix since 1988.
They catch a break there.
Phoenix ball.
Yeah, that was off Popeye.
Dallas has dropped 14 straight in the Valley of the Sun. The last time they won, as I said, was a 121-102 win in January of 1988.
You don't need a three-point shot. Oh, great steal.
Jason Kidd on the run.
Great steal.
And Dallas with the 5-point lead and 1:21 to go. Knocked out of bounds, nearly stolen, which would have been his 8th by Elliot Perry there. But Dallas will inbound with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
See, Elliot Perry is upset. He thought that he was fouled on a boy.
Jason Kidd saw the opening, made the penetration. Jimmy Jackson fouled. The follow-up by Popeye Jones, who now has 20 points in this game. And unless the Suns stage a miracle comeback, this is going to be a Mavericks win. The Suns only 1-7 in overtime on the year. They've struggled there. They have only 8 players suited up tonight. That's a factor late in this ball game. Elliot Perry from way downtown. That was a 30-footer. It's a 4-point game with under a minute.
Just don't foul. The big thing right now is play good defense. They have to shoot, but you must hold them to 1 shot.
McLeod is fouled by Elliot Perry. McLeod, a 79% free throw shooter, will go. Or did they have the foul to give? Let me just double check here. No, he will go to the line. That was inside the penalty.
Now, Elliot Perry fouled out on that play. That's why not only was it a bad foul, because it put them on the foul line. The clock is going down, and if they shot, now you can see he's really very, very upset because he's had such an incredible game here this evening.
And he leaves it all on the floor every game he plays. A lot of emotion in that young man. George McLeod, 79% free throw shooter, hits the first one. It's a 5-point Mavs lead with 43.8, and the big story there is Chris Carr checks in. Is the ball handling situation for Phoenix. It'll be left up to Tony Smith, and Paul Westphal gets a timeout. The Mavs are 26 of 29 from the line tonight, and they lead it by 6 with just under 44 seconds remaining at America West Arena.
Investing your money. What's your strategy? You do have a strategy. Please don't say you just put a little here and a little there. Random investing is a sure way to keep your gains to a minimum. Get some information about Janus no-load mutual funds. Start an investment program that makes sense and stick with it. Stop throwing your money around. Start to think big. Janus Funds.
Once upon a time, 3 girls went to Rocksteady for a pickup game.
We got next.
Lisa is the center of U.S. women's basketball team. Cheryl's a forward. Dawn is a point guard.
Shoot that, Cheryl. Take the jump, Elise. We'll take good game. Good game. Yeah, shot. That's the next one. I got you. He can't shoot either.
And this isn't a fairy tale, so they didn't beat every guy, but they beat enough to say, basketball is basketball, athletes are athletes.
That'd be good, too.
Don't.
Yeah. There's Jerry Colangelo, and he knows that this team, if they don't hold on and win here, Hubie, will have lost 4 in a row here at America West Arena.
Well, you know, they've lost 5 out of 8. They've lost 4 out of the last 5. Their win last night at Golden State. And like you said, they dropped this one. That's 4 straight at home. 9 and 10 they would be, you know, in this ballpark. Now, this is a team, you know, who a year ago just dominated people in this building, and also they were 32-9 for the season a year ago. And the bad thing about all this, Bob, is after tonight's game, they have played 6 more home games than road games. They've got to go out on the road to make up 6 games.
Mavericks 136, Suns 130, 43.8 remaining in this game. We're in overtime from America West Arena.
Good defense by Jimmy Jackson.
Here's Chris Carr. Not even close. Rebound, Popeye Jones, and the foul in the backcourt. Popeye will come all the way down to go to the free throw line. He's a good free throw shooter, too.
Now, they've done a nice job here defensively. Dallas, they probably played the best 4.5 minutes of defense in this entire game right here. They have forced them to take bad shots, and most of all, they have challenged. They've been right up in there, and then they have held them to 1 shot attempt.
Popeye Jones knocks this one down. Phoenix, by the way, in overtime, 2 of 10 from the field. Coming up right after this game, remember, inside the NBA. Right after this one's over, we'll be talking to a couple of stars of this game, and the Dallas Mavericks have been spectacular in this overtime. AC Finley will try the 3. It's not going to happen. Kidd will just run it out unless they foul him, and of course they do. Chris Carr gets him, and Jason Kidd will go to the line with the 8-point lead, and free throws here will put it away with 17 seconds. Fans leaving America West Arena. Joe Klein now comes into the game. Where's he been?
Yeah, I kind of was surprised.
Maybe he's sick. Remember, he's had the fluid. He may have been just out of gas.
Absolutely, but he had a great game, Bob. Brought them back in the 3rd quarter. Had a good 4th quarter. The time that he played is coming in now, and I think that if I'm Joe Klein, I would be disappointed that I did not start this overtime. They went with Tisdale, and they went for the offense, and Tisdale did not deliver, but either as the rest of the team. They're 2 for 12 in this quarter. But he knew that he was having a great game. I think that would be the frustration if I'm Joe Klein.
Jason Kidd, 33 points, 16 assists, 12 rebounds, and perfect from the line tonight. Tony Smith throws up a rainbow. That's going to do it. Phoenix isn't even going to foul here. The Mavericks get the Suns 140 to 130, and Dallas wins in Phoenix for the first time since January of 1988. Dallas outscored the Suns in the overtime period by a score of 16 to 6. And Tony Dumas tonight had a spectacular evening. And Danny Ainge, there was somebody else who played pretty darn well tonight too, the leading vote getter among guards in the West.
Thanks, Bob. I'm here with Jason Kidd. Triple-double, the second triple-double of the year, only the 6th by all NBA players this year.
Well, it's good stat-wise, but the biggest thing is that we won the ball game, and the team played well, and we were down, and we just kept plugging away and stuck with it.
Well, Coach Mata did a great job, and you did a great job of manipulating the clock down the stretch of the game.
Yeah, we just wanted to, we were hoping that they would miss a free throw to give us a chance. And you never know in this game. Everybody's human, and we just came back and we fought and fought. We got the W.
And speaking of free throws, that shooting tip I gave you before the game must have been good. 14 for 14 from the line.
Thanks, Danny. I send anybody to your shooting school.
All right, back to you, Bob.
How about this? Former Phoenix Sun Danny Ainge with a tip that helped lose the game for his team. When we tell Charles Barkley about it. We have Tony Dumas with us. Tony, career high 39 points tonight. You are impressing Hubie Brown, who's seen a lot of great basketball players. Your response on your game tonight?
Well, tonight, I just wanted to come out and play relaxed. I had been struggling the last couple of games. I think I've been forcing the issue a little too much. And I talked to Jason before the game, and he always told me if I just let it come to me, you know, I'll wind up doing great. So I just tried to play under control tonight.
Was there any particular thing that helped you get your 39, helped you play as besides relaxing, anything that happened in the game specifically?
Really, my teammates worked hard to get me open. I came off a lot of picks, and when I came off the screens, I was wide open. So I just relaxed and knocked the shot down. And fortunately tonight they were falling, so I credit a lot of it to my teammates. They set a lot of good picks for me tonight.
Let's go back to talking about college. You come out of college, you're one of the top 7 scorers in the country. You're picked, and everybody says, well, he's athletic, but he played at a lower Division I. And then you join a team where they have Jimmy Jackson and Jason Kidd. Explain the frustrations that you have, because there's definitely the talent is there because of lack of time.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but one thing I'd always talk to my teammates, little veterans, George McLeod, he always pulls me to the side, and he always tells me that this is a funny league, and I will get my time eventually, so I just got to pay my dues. So we have a talented team. So I just learned I'm going to have to, you know, sit on the sideline some nights and not get in, and stay positive. That's one thing I always going to have to do, because some nights I'm not going to get to play. When Jim has it going well and Jason has it going well, I'm not going to get in. So I just have to try to stay mentally focused.
All right, I want to talk about the big play in this overtime that I thought broke it open. Jimmy Jackson sends the ball back to the top. You have been back screening the entire game, getting all kinds of shots underneath. Instead, he screens for you, you pop out, and you take the 3. By design?
No, it wasn't that by design. It was just something that just happened. You know, we've been together for a year now, so a lot of times things happen with Jason and Jim on the court that, you know, it just works out like it was designed, but it really wasn't. It's just, I have great fun playing with those guys, especially Jason, because, you know, I'm athletic and I like to get out and run, and all I got to do is run and get to the open spot. And he may not look at you, but he'll throw the ball to you. He'll be looking somewhere else and hit you.
Well, you know, in this game here tonight, Tony, we said it at the halftime, the great tandems in the league. You know, you have Penny and Shaquille, and you have Scotty and Michael. We had Tony and Popeye here tonight. Way to play.
All right, thanks.
Great job.
First win here since you were about 8 years old, since 1988. It's the last time your team won here. Tony Dumas tonight with career high 39, and the Mavs get it in overtime, 140 to 130.
Imagine hearing the call of the road, not the road itself. Imagine having the world at your fingertips. Imagine worrying less and enjoying more. Imagine an automobile so precisely engineered it feels as if it were formed from a single piece of steel. Introducing the all-new 1996 Mercury Sable.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
The customer's a big key to repair. If you can't listen to customers, you've got no business being in a dealership. But sometimes it takes a little extra effort.
That's right here in the north.
You've got to listen to the customer, get in the vehicle with the customer, drive it, whatever the case might be. Quality care standards is what they're called. We have a lot of competition out there. It's our obligation to do a better job, and that's what we're going to do.
Quality care people, quality care standards at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of 1996 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles. By the more than 1,200 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Domino's Pizza. When it's got to be deep, it's got to be Domino's Ultimate Deep Dish Pizza.
Dallas, I'm still trying to get over it. Dallas gets their first victory in Phoenix since 1988. Dallas is now 3-4 in overtimes this year, and Phoenix 1-8 in overtimes, 140 to 130. You see the summary there. Dallas tonight shot 60% from the field, 91% from the line, and scoring a season-high 140 points. Entertaining basketball. Stay with us again next week for NBA action. Cleveland and Seattle, both of them playing well these days. Cleveland at Seattle. Then on Wednesday night, Orlando at Phoenix. Back here Friday night, Charlotte at Miami. Coming up next inside the NBA. For Hubie Brown, Danny Ainge, our entire TNT sports crew, this is Bob Neal saying good night from America West Arena in Phoenix.
I write these words to escape these hopeless streets. I will learn to fly.
The true story of the death of innocence and the birth of an artist. The Basketball Diaries, playing this month on Direct Ticket.
When you kill somebody, if you want to look at it in a certain light,
Anthony LaPaglia.
it's really a very minor event.
Mimi Rogers.
Are you going to shoot me?
Matt Craven. And Peter Boyle.
I couldn't do it.
Star in an unexpected romance. Bulletproof Heart.
They're offering you $1 an acre for your land. What's your answer?
Get off our land, mister.
Wrong answer.
Two brothers who were outlaws and became legends.
Y'all the James boys?
Frank and Jesse. Two great movies playing this month on Direct Ticket.
If you can make it.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.
Welcome to the Gene Locklear Gallery of NBA Art. If you can't get enough of the NBA, then you have come to the right place, folks. It's inside the NBA. Give us a half hour. We'll give you highlights, insights, and fodder for the water cooler. Ernie Johnson and the jump shooter in the house. Reggie Theus, that's at work at the water cooler. Let's get you started with the Magic. Remember the other night, their home winning streak was in jeopardy till Jersey scored just 9 fourth-quarter points. Shaq didn't play in that game, but they still won. Shaq couldn't go tonight, bad left thigh. Horace Grant couldn't go either. He's on the injured list with a stress fracture of his lower left leg. Would the Bucks be able to snap Orlando's 41-game regular season home streak against the East? There are the guys not playing. Time for Vin Baker to go to work inside there, Rich.
But watch this. John Concac roaming the top of the key where Shaq is. And Vin Baker having his way with Scott down low. If you're going to help out, you got to get there quicker than that, John. Oh, come on.
60 to 49. Bucks in control of this thing? Not quite. Penny Hardaway, a 30-point night. Look at all those moves. And he gets it off the window. They're up 84-82. They're down when Dennis Scott lights up a three. He had 6 of them on the night, 37 points. They're up 89-88. Still got a chance late. The big dog, Glenn Robinson for 3, and it's off the rim, and it bounces away. And with it go Mike Dunleavy's hopes of snapping that streak. Orlando still very tough at home, 93-88. They win this one. That is 27 straight overall, 42 straight against teams from the East. And, man, they have won 62 of their last 64 on their home floor. The New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics at Fleet Center tonight. Patrick Ewing going to work down low. Baseline jumper, gets it to go. And the Tarsus, we got to stop this guy. Eric Montross, you got to stop this guy, but there's the hop, skip, and the jump in the lane, and 22 points in the night for Patrick. Dana Barros, you know that big streak of 89 straight games with at least 1 3. He's firing them up, but nothing's going down for him. Are Nelly's troops going to stop this streak? More on that in a minute. Check it out. Touchdown pass to John Starks for a couple. The outcome, not in doubt. The mystery is, are the Knicks going to stop the Dana Barros streak? As we see Ewing, go to work. New York's going to win the game. Time running out. Dana Barros, one more chance to knock down a 3 and keep the streak alive. And look at all the blue shirts around him. It won't go. He's 0 for 8 from the night. From three-point range. He fired up 5 of them in the last minute. The Knicks taking some pride that they could stop the streak. They win it 105-92. That's 13 straight wins over the Celtics, and they send Dana Barros home unhappy. 89 straight games with at least a 3, but now that is over. Back to the Orlando Magic now. And
small things make you happy in this game, huh?
You know, those guys were going after him late in that game, weren't they? They take a little pride. The Orlando Magic, Horace Grant out now with a stress fracture in the lower left leg, and they say that it's a resolving thing, that it's getting better, but still it's a cause for concern for the Orlando Magic.
Well, it's really got to be, because Horace Grant is an intricate part of their team, and if they're going to win on the road, they got to have this guy. I think it's important for them to have all their troops together by the end of All-Star break, because they can't just turn it on at the end of the season and expect to win it all.
But they win it tonight without Horace Grant and without Shaquille O'Neal. Penny Hardaway goes for 30, and they are 10-0 when he goes for at least 30 points in a game. Now, what is going on in New Jersey these days? Guard Chris Childs is suing the team for allegedly persuading him not to sign with the team in Greece and then paying him half of what he could have gotten over there. He wants $300 grand. And there's a legal fight brewing over the name of the arena, Brendan Byrne or Continental Airlines. I tell you, if the legal wrangling continues, just call it the People's Court. The Nets at home tonight with the 6-25 Sixers in town. Wapner's not there, but Grant Hill is, because he's got to play there tomorrow night. This was an ugly New Jersey game. That's a little redundant. Vernon Maxwell, he had 21 on the night. You're not going to see a whole lot of Nets highlights in this thing. Clarence Weatherspoon. Derek Alston, a career-high 23 for Derek. Yeah, Butch Beard can't believe it either. Look at this sequence. Trevor Ruffin, nice board, outlet, Stackhouse alert. Ah, windmill. Yeah, it's going Philly's way. Vernon Maxwell, little salt in the wound here from the parking lot. Knocking down the 3. Do not adjust your sets. First road win against the team from the East for Philadelphia, 107-80. Over the New Jersey Nets. I don't know who's going to sue there. It's got to be Butch Beard ought to sue every one of the guys wearing a white uniform tonight. What's up with this team?
I don't know. Only in New Jersey, man. Only in New Jersey. But I did talk to Chris's agent, Steve Kaufman, today, and he said that they had ample time to try to resolve this. This was filed over a month ago, and they chose to ignore it, but now they're really going to have to deal with it. But Chris, you know, he's been playing well. His career high against New York, 21.
Yeah.
Not bothering him.
And that came because Kevin Edwards was having car trouble and Chris got the start. That's
only
a fact.
In New Jersey.
Yes, indeed. Time now, folks, for the Isuzu Look Ahead. In the next 4 days, we'll bring the first 2 meetings between a couple of legendary Tar Heels, Michael Jordan and his fellow gunner from UNC, Jerry Stackhouse. They will meet tomorrow night in Philly and Tuesday night in Chicago. Craig Sager asked MJ about the upcoming showdowns.
His attitude is great towards the game. He's a very confident person, confident player, and has good fundamentals to his game. So I look forward to the challenge of seeing how he's adapted to the professional game. It's been said, a lot of things has been said from him about either I get favoritism from the fouls or, you know, he can beat me in a one-on-one game or whatever. And I understand that as a challenge or a competitive standpoint, but I don't take it personally by no means. And I look forward to the challenge of facing Jerry. I think I'm pretty sure he has the same respect or the same response to looking forward to playing against me.
He can't beat you one-on-one, can he? No, okay.
Oh, man, one look says it all. You don't tug on Superman's cape, baby. When Inside the NBA continues, 2 nights ago, they blew a 25-point lead in Boston. They'll check out the Kings trying to bounce back in snowy D.C. Don't move.
You think you know talent when you see it? Well, now you can prove it at Foot Locker. You know the game, and you know the players. Now just cruise by Foot Locker and vote your favorites onto the All-Star team. You know the talent, and you know where to vote. Piece of cake.
Dear car owners, next time someone tells you
You need new brakes.
come to Midas. We'll use our written 45-step brake inspection and explain your repair options so you can be involved in what the job will cost. That's the Midas way, the way it should be.
Up there all night? It's no time to worry about my dentures, so I switched to Fix-A-Dent.
Fix-A-Dent holds stronger, longer than any other cream, even after 12 hours.
Do I sound worried?
For a stronger, longer hold, Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
In this day and age, the old camcorder with its tunnel vision is, shall we say, history? Now look at the world with a sharp view cam. The big bright color view screen frees you to see all the action, and the pivoting lens gets shots the old camcorders can't. There's even instant replay with color and sound. So it's out with the old cam, in with sharp view cam.
There's a place where the humidity can be so thick you can practically cut it with a knife. And spaghetti sauce flies through the air with wild abandon. It's the Dutch Boy Paint Testing Facility, where we put Dutch Boy kitchen and bath paint through over 70 tests to be sure it resists moisture, peeling, and even staining. All to make sure that when you buy Dutch Boy, you're not just getting a paint that looks beautiful. You're getting a paint that lasts. We guarantee it. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy.
1 part Bond, 1 part Indiana Jones, and 100% cool. That's why Briscoe County Jr. is the best. Sign on for the adventures of Briscoe County Jr., premiering tomorrow night at 8, exclusively on TNT.
We welcome you back to our Atlanta studio on a Friday night for Inside the NBA. Ernie Johnson along with Reggie Theus. The AutoZone news of the day comes from D.C., and it concerns the Bullets' Robert Pack. He is on the injured list after getting hurt in practice on Sunday. He banged knees with assistant coach Derek Smith and suffered nerve damage. With Pack out, the Bullets turn to the brothers Price at the point with the Kings in town. It's the home debut for Mark Price, who debuted with 5 points the other night. George Murison, he's just a little bunch of little guys trying to contend with 77, and he gets a couple to go. He had 18 points and 16 boards. Mark Price comes off the bench, feeds Jim McIlvain for a couple. Sacramento had that terrible game the other night when they blew the 25-point lead to Boston, and things continued in a downward spiral for Mitch Richmond, who was 2 out of 11 for only 4 points on the night. Brian Grant tried to keep them in it. They're down 7 at the half. Then they get out of the gate 6-0 to start the third period. Again, it's Grant. Then Jimmy Lynam's guys turn up the heat and put them away. Juwan Howard had 29 on the night. And it's the Washington Bullets over the Sacramento Kings, 117 to 88. Let's talk about the point guard situation with the Washington Bullets. And this was going to be something that Jimmy Lynam was going to have to deal with right away. Mark Price back, Robert Pack having a great year, but now Pack's out a little bit. How do you handle this situation if you're Lynam?
Well, first of all, Mark caught a real break with Pack getting hurt. You know, I don't think that he was ever going to be able to play those two guys together. Although with Pack playing the way he was, it was going to be a long time before Price was going to start. The thing that's nice about when Price is on the floor is he's a guy that can take over the entire game for a quarter or two, and he'll spread that defense out because he's got long-range ability.
And the experience he brings to the table.
Oh, he's been to the war. He's been to the war several times, so it's important.
All right, let us move on tonight, and if you're just joining us, then you missed the game tonight on TNT. Charles Barkley is still recovering from surgery on his left big toe. The Suns hope he's ready to go against the Magic Wednesday. That may be a long shot, could be next Friday. He sat and watched tonight, as did KJ and Hot Rod, as the Suns hosted the Mavs, right here on TNT. And this was a pretty good ball game, folks. Michael Finley, he would have 27 points. Chris Carr followed it right there. Jason Kidd loses the handle. Finley for 2 of his 27, which tied his career high. Coming off the bench for Dick Motta's guys, Tony Dumas. In the first half, 20 points. Shaking, baking, throwing all kind of stuff up there, and it's all going in for him. They're up at the half, 63-57. Late in the game now. Phoenix appears to assume control. Elliott Perry for 2 of his career-high 35. They're up 113-105, but now, late in the game, right off the knee, Popeye can't get it to go. But Jason Kidd battling on the offensive boards. It goes 124 apiece. We're going to overtime. NBA high 7th overtime game for the Mavs, and they would go to 3-4 on the year in the extra session. Tony Dumas, 39 points, a career high as he comes off the bench, and the Mavs light up the board at America West, 140-130. The final is the Mavs stop the Phoenix Suns. And when we come back on Inside the NBA, we're going to catch up with the Cavs, high in the Rockies for a date with the Nuggets, and we'll check on the progress of All-Star Tyrone Hill, out since a car accident in early November.
I was going to the shower, and, sometimes I couldn't tell if it was hot or cold. That's how bad it was. And I went to the shower and turned the hot water on, and I felt it with my right side, and I knew then, it was bad. I wasn't even paying, I wasn't even thinking about it. It just, that was a good feeling.
Dear car owners, next time someone tells you
need new brakes,
come to Midas. We'll use our written 45-step brake inspection and explain your repair options so you can be involved in what the job will cost. That's the Midas way, the way it should be.
Now there are 4 ways to get the power of Selsun Blue, the #1 doctor-recommended dandruff shampoo. There's medicated, moisturizing, 2-in-1, balanced, 4 powerful Selsun Blue formulas. Now you've got even more Selsun power.
The NBA is at your fingertips at NBA.com. You have the computer, you've accessed the internet, now log on to NBA.com for all you want to know about the NBA. 24 hours a day, you can check out game schedules, plus player stats and stories from around the league. That's any team, anytime. And NBA on the Air tells you where to tune in for all the action. NBA.com. Log on and get connected to the NBA.
Off the coast of Maine
Let go of me, Lawrence!
lies a mystery
You push it down that staircase. Any more than I'm wearing a diamond tiara.
that's left a woman accused of murder.
Why can't you believe my mother?
Because she's done it before.
Detective Mackey is under the delusion that my mother murdered my father 20 years ago.
A woman named Dolores Claiborne.
What happened in that house?
Kathy Bates, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Dolores Claiborne.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket. What do 2 hitmen, 1 girlfriend, a boxer, and a secret suitcase have in common?
I don't know. That's a good question.
The answer is they're all part of the most entertaining film of the year.
This doesn't sound like the usual mindless chit-chat.
You won't know the facts until you see the fiction. Pulp Fiction.
Yummy.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket.
We begin the 3rd quarter of Inside the NBA from our Atlanta studios. Thanks for hanging around, folks. Ernie Johnson and Reggie Theus with you. Quick now, only team in the Western Conference with single-digit losses. Anybody? San Antonio Spurs, 22-9. But to avoid loss number 10 tonight, they'll have to win in a place they don't win very often. In their last 24 regular season trips to Salt Lake City, they're 2-22 against the Jazz. Tonight, Sean Elliott cannot go, got a sprained right foot. Here's how you run the break. Utah, Mailman, Stockton, Hornacek, Benoit. Nothing to this game. San Antonio with the long-range weapon of rifleman Chuck Person. Oh, nothing but the twine. Vinny Del Negro with a runner. And that'll go. Jerry Sloan saying, let's go, guys. We're tough on our home floor. They are. Look at that feed inside. Stockton to Hornacek. It was 75-67 going to the 4th quarter. Vinny Del Negro, no, but David Robinson right there to follow it. And San Antonio clinging to a 96-92 lead late in that game, probably about a minute to go. And it's the Spurs by 4. We'll keep you posted on that. Cleveland and Denver at McNichols Arena. Oh, you hate to see that. A little rough on the part of Rocky the mascot. Happy birthday indeed. Mutombo, McDice, the Rook. Throws it down for a couple. Don McClain, where's he looking? To the cutting Jalen Rose in the paint for 2. Cleveland trying to come back. Second stop on a 7-game long road trip for Mike Fratello's guys. Terrell Brandon to Bobby Phills. Ain't Bobby so cool? Now Cleveland's Dan Marley. The return of Thunder Dan. Oh, over LaFonso Ellis, who goes down. Mike Fratello's guys kind of hanging around. Down by 6 going to the 4th. Don McClain to the rook. Oh, the McDice got some skills, and he is a big, strong character. LaFonso Ellis liking that. About a minute to go in this game, too. Cleveland with an 88-82 lead. That's what I've got. We'll check and see if that's accurate. Last thing I had was 84-81 Denver. We'll clear that up. We've got plenty of time on Inside the NBA. After an 0-7 start, Cleveland has been able to win 18 of its last 25 games, all without the only Cav who made the All-Star team a year ago. Tyrone Hill has earned league-wide respect as one of the NBA's best rebounders, and that's exactly what he's trying to do now. Here's Craig Sager.
Making his first All-Star appearance from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Tyrone Hill.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take F-T-C-T. Suck it to me, suck it to me, suck it to me, dinner in space.
Last season was a breakthrough year for Tyrone Hill, one of the NBA's top 5 rebounders who made his first All-Star appearance and earned respect as the Cavs' new leader. But hours before Game 3, at this intersection, Hill's season came to a crashing halt. Tyrone was the victim of a hit-and-run accident that left him temporarily paralyzed and has threatened his career.
It happened so fast, I didn't know what happened. And, you know, I didn't think the injury was as bad as I thought it was until, you know, the doctors told me, and I couldn't feel anything on my right side. And, you know, my mom and dad came to see me. It was even more frustrating and frightening for me because, you know, I can look at my mom's eyes and, you know, she was trying to hide it and, you know, try to keep things on the low. And, you know, I can see that it was a little fear in her eyes and a little doubt in her eyes. Was I ever going to be able to walk again or be able to play again?
This happened to be something that drove his head up into the top of the car, smashed down on the spinal column, and all of a sudden we've got a major problem here.
First 10, 12 days, I couldn't move at all. You know, I was still in bed, and, you know, my mom and my family was, you know, had to help me around the house a little bit. But, you know, I even thought about, you know, quit playing basketball. It wasn't for my high school coach, George Jackson, who came up and spent a few days with me. You know, I honestly think if I would have had a championship before, you know, for the accident, I think I might have quit playing basketball.
You know, I was there to encourage him and to let him know that, you know, we're still behind him 100%. We're not forgetting about you. You know, we're not going to forget about you no matter how many games we win or how well we do without you. You know, you're still a very big part of this team, and we really do need you out there.
When you see the steps that he's taken of just working on him to lift right hand, come back down, lift left hand, come back down, go up with 2 hands, come back down. It was retraining, reteaching the muscles to do things which come naturally for all of us, but they didn't come naturally for Tyrone anymore after the accident.
Start all over. Start all over. Start all over. Start all over. It's time to start all over. Make a new beginning.
It's like kind of like learning everything over again. It's like being a toddler. You know, you have to crawl before you can walk, and, you know, that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks now. I'm walking now, I'm starting to run.
Start all over. Start all over.
All right, thank you, Craig Sager. I tell you what, Reggie, that's an inspiring story of Tyrone Hill. This is not like, you know, you sprain an ankle, going to miss a few games, and everything's going to be fine. You're just relearning everything.
And there's some things bigger than basketball. You know, the thing that's nice about him is that before he got his injury, he was a very aggressive player. It's going to take him some time before he can get to playing with no conscience. He's a down-low player, a big-time player. It's going to take some hits to the back. It's going to hurt.
They hope that Tyrone Hill is able to play before the end of the 7-game road trip, which is continuing right now. And let's update that Cleveland score. We had a little bit of confusion out here, which is very, very unlike the situation here on Inside the NBA. It's 86-81 in the closing seconds of this game. Denver clinging to a 5-point lead. We'll let you know if that game goes final, and it should soon, and as should this one, the San Antonio Spurs. We told you about their difficulty winning in Salt Lake City, but they're up by 8 with about 15 seconds, 15.8 to be exact. at the Delta Center in Utah. When Inside the NBA rolls on, Reggie salutes the best guys off the bench, guys like New Jersey's Jason Williams. Prime time off the pine guys next.
What is America's fascination with the Super Bowl? Don't miss the one show that tells the story. TNT and NFL Films present the Super Bowl at 30. Big Game America. World premiere Monday night, January 22nd on TNT.
If it fits a little better. If it holds up a little longer. If it feels a little more comfortable. Don't be surprised. We've had a little practice. It takes a little more to make a champion.
Out here, the memory factory works overtime. Worry dissolves in salt water. Fantasy and reality trade places. And the muscles in your neck relax. It's different out here. Norwegian Cruise Line.
Delayed gratification. Work now, save now. Welcome to reality. Nobody can afford to let their money get lazy. So are you making the best investments now to get ready for later? Janus can help. Get the Janus IRA Planning Kit. It's free. It's a smart thing you can do now, because later will be here sooner than you think. Start to think big. Janus Funds.
It's color printing and it's state-of-the-art. It's flyers. It's proposals. It's Crayola and Hallmark Connection software. And putting your very own logo on a t-shirt. So it's not business as usual. It's what you can do with a new Canon Color Bubble Jet printer. Canon. What can you do?
There they are, hard at work. The Loggers, oh, look at him. Keenan Thomas on the run. You know what he's got in his mitts? The Foot Locker play of the day. Keenan Thomas, way to deal, kid, and look what he's found for us. This defies wackiness, does it not? Utah and San Antonio. Who wants this thing? Who's going to corral this thing? Who's going to throw it away next? Utah, finally, with the pass inside. Stockton to the mailman, Karl Malone. Great job, Keenan Thomas. You the man, as we salute the Logger, who finds the Foot Locker play of the day. Let us update some scores. Halftime, the Sonics 53-47 over the Heat, who have never won a game in Seattle. They are 0-8. The Golden State Warriors playing the Vancouver Grizzlies tonight. General Motors Place, affectionately known as the Garage. Bryant Reeves sitting because he picked up 3 fouls in the first 7 minutes. Greg Anthony to Chris King, and the Grizz on top by 4. Tim Hardaway coming off an 0-for-9 night in the loss to Phoenix last night. Ahead to Latrell Sprewell, who's averaging 25 in 2 games against Vancouver. And at the half, it is a 50-45 game. Golden State on top of the Grizz. The Houston Rockets playing the LA Lakers. This one's at the Great Western Forum tonight. Nick Van Exel. He's got Eddie Jones in his sights, and Eddie, well, that thing almost went in without Eddie touching it. Then Anthony Peeler. Well, everybody's got Eddie Jones in their sights. Eddie running the wing, in stride. That's sweet. Rudy T saying that is not what I had in mind here. Neither is this. 40-34, the Lakers have the lead over the Rockets as they play in the second period at the GWF. The Cavs and the Nuggets, has it gone final yet? Not quite. It's 88-83. With about 10 seconds to go in the game, I'm still taking the Nuggets in that one. And the San Antonio Spurs and the Utah Jazz. This one is a final, as the Spurs hang on to win it 100-92. They have won 3 in a row. Reggie Theus has been doing some serious work, and this is really nice, because here's a guy who started his whole career, but he appreciates what the guys do off the bench. Absolutely. And kind of come up with your own off-the-bench team, your starting 5 of bench guys.
You know, guys who are doing a good job, you know, not always a starter, but definitely, you know, we have guys like Sabonis, we have Michael Smith from the Kings, and Tony Kukoc. You got Johnson, Aaron Pierce with the Pacers, and Sam Cassell with the Rockets. But there are a few guys who are making a name for themselves that you might not know. We'll start off with the guys like Tim Laettner.
I was a baller. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a little bit taller, y'all. I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
A catchy title there, From Pine Time to Prime Time, and here's your man, Tim Laettner.
Definitely. You know, you hear a lot about Howard and Weber, but Laettner leading the NBA in three-point percentages. You know, he has a 2-year contract now with the NBA, and I want to see him and Price spreading that defense out and shooting those jumpers. That's going to be very nice. Kurt Thomas, another guy who is doing a great job off the bench. Riles now giving him a little bit of time starting. This is a guy who led the nation in scoring and rebounding in TCU. He's the 10th pick, averaged 15 points and almost 7 rebounds when his first line was out of the game. He's got a guy that's got a nice power game and really a soft shot from around the basket. Jason Williams for the Nets. I mean, this guy had a crazy clause in his contract. He's traded from Philly to the Nets. They said he couldn't average 19 points or get 19 minutes or the Nets lose their first-round pick, which turned out to be, what's the kid's name from Ed O'Bannon, that's right. But he's been a nice bright spot for the Nets. George McLeod doing a great job ever since Mashburn's been out. He's a guy who's drafted by the Pacers as a point guard. Look at that crossover dribble and the reverse. 7th overall. You know, he tied the NBA record for the three-point shots, 10 in a row in a game. I just like the outside shot. The fact that he's doing a great job, you know, it's going to take a lot of pressure off the 3 Js. And these are guys who are making some serious pine time to prime time. But I want to talk about a little bit more about George McLeod because it's nice to see him doing a great job because, you know, he went through a hard time losing his mom and his dad in a short period of time. And
yeah, it's always an inspiring story. And also, his teammate tonight, we're talking about guys coming off the bench. Yeah. And Tony Dumas comes off the bench for a career-high 39 tonight here on TNT. They win in overtime, 140-130 over the Phoenix Suns at America West. And we do have a final score. We've kind of been stringing you along on this Cleveland thing. It is 90-83, Denver over Cleveland. We'll see the Cavs Tuesday night on TNT as they continue their 7-game trip taking on the Sonics. Wednesday night, TBS, the Magic and the Suns. That's 8 o'clock in the East. I don't know if Shaq will be back or not. He's been bothered by that quad. The Hornets and the Heat, a week from tonight. Alonzo Mourning against his old mates. Glenn Rice meeting up with his old guys down there at the Miami Arena. Remember, a week from tomorrow, the Senior Bowl, live from Mobile, Alabama, Saturday, January 20th at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Coming up next on TNT, yes, indeed, Richard Pryor in Car Wash. I hear that it's better than the book. Car Wash. Coming up next here on TNT. That's a wrap for Inside the NBA for Reggie Theus and our entire NBA on TNT crew. Ernie Johnson, good night from Atlanta.
Hey, you know they use my natural for the model for the quad.
Tuesday night NBA on TNT. Sean Kemp rules the boards, owns the alley-oop, and defends above the rim. Can the Cavs upset his reign? Cavs Sonics Tuesday at 8 on TNT.
They want a three-point shot.
You want a good shot.
They want a good shot, but they can't shy away from the 3 in this instance. But they've got to score. That's a must.
Gasner will take it over to Elijah onside. There's the entry pass to Akeem.
And notice they're not leaving him. They didn't leave for Gasner, giving Olajuwon a chance to play one-on-one.
Here's the biggest series, the biggest possession of the game.
And they're going to go with the guards. They're going to do an inverted offense. There we go. They're going to get Payton down low.
They're going to run it Payton with everybody but the kitchen sink. Perkins with a 3.
Oh, that's a big offensive rebound.
Oh, it is, too, because now they can almost run the clock all the way down.
They're going to run it down to 2 seconds.
They don't have to take a shot. Really.
At all. The Rockets have have got to foul. The Rockets have got to go out and foul and stop, and that clock goes
but
down.
They'll get the ball.
10.
They'll get the ball again.
Yes, they will. It'll be a 3-point shot.
Payton with a three.
I told you.
A cold-blooded three from Gary Payton, and there's your man tonight. Gary Payton sticks a dagger in the hearts of the Rockets. Payton with 32 points, a new season high for Gary Payton. He's done it all here tonight. He's also had 8 assists and 7 rebounds.
Well, Kemp makes this play possible when he sees the defense running off and leaving leaving Payton. Now, Payton was on the same side of the floor as Kemp. You run back to double Kemp, he gets the ball back out on the same side immediately. This is what I was talking about with Olajuwon and Rakasna.
There it is again, and Kemp wide open. Now, Payton also is 1 point short of his career high of 33 points, and he has had a career-type game tonight against the Rockets. And again, the Rockets, Calvin, really not executing down the stretch either of the regular part of the game or in overtime, and that has hurt them all season long, and that's what you have to do to get some practices. I think Rudy and the coaching staff have been on the road so much. I'd like to get this team back in the gym again and work on closing off some games. They really need to. But that man right there, Gary Payton, you can't take it away from this Seattle team. This is a great team. All they have to do now is get past the first round of the playoffs. They do everything else in the regular season. Well, what do? You're down by 4. You have to take a quick shot, hope it goes in, and then foul Seattle.
Boy, you're asking a lot.
Well, could happen.
Oh, yeah, it happened with Indiana and New York, remember?
Rakasna for a 3. He got it! 3.7 left. You got to foul Shrimp, and Henry James fouls Detlef Shrimp with 2.1 left. Well, he's got to hit them both. And
boy, Rakasna came up big with that one.
Now, you can hit both free throws, and it's still a 3-point game.
You call a timeout, get it at half court,
yep.
You have an opportunity to tie.
Now, the Rockets don't want to call a timeout here, do they?
No, they
had one to give. That's right. So they got to, they got to give another one because.
Oh, that's tough.
That's right. And they get it into Shrimp, and he's fouled by Henry James with 1.8.
That's still enough time to get a shot, Bill. It was interesting. The crowd was headed up to the exit. As soon as that ball hit the court, everybody came back down to their seats.
Yeah.
They don't want to see the Rockets lose this.
The Rockets are only 1-6 in games decided by 2 points or less. That's, again, points up to what we were talking about a moment ago of execution. Now, let's say Shrimp makes both free throws. It'll be 106 to 103, so the Rockets will still have a shot at tying the game, even if he makes both freebies. Mark Bryant will check in for Henry James, who committed a couple of fouls while he was in there. If you're Shrimp, you got to make one and miss the second.
And miss the second one. That's right. And you missed the first one. Now he's going to miss the second one.
I hope he makes it, because then the Rockets get it and miss.
He's going to miss it deliberately. There it is, game time.
That's what it took. He missed both free throws, and that was the best thing that could happen to Seattle. So a big game, another season high for Gary Payton, as he finishes tonight with 32 points, one shy of his career high. And for the 6th game in a row, the Sonics beat the Rockets 104 to 103 in overtime.
Inside every one of us is an athlete with a thirst for the game going on around us.
it's life. And if you play hard at it, you get thirsty. That's why we make Gatorade. Hey, life is a sport. Drink it up.
When it comes to pure driving fun, Dodge offers you choice after choice after choice. Choose Dodge Neon with more standard horsepower and a lower starting price than Cavalier, Escort, and Civic. Then choose $500 off, or select 1.9% financing, or an extremely low lease rate. But don't let these remarkable choices pass you by.
See your Texas Dodge dealer today.
Our drive-thru will have 2 windows.
Why 2?
We take their money at the first window. If the order is wrong, who cares?
We've already got their money.
Oh, I like it! At Sonic, we care about food, not windows. Like our brown bag special. 2 made-to-order burgers, 2 orders of fries, and 2 medium Coke Classic soft drinks. Right now, just $4.99.
Sonic, driving for a change.
I got it!
Tap the Rockies, cruise light. Tap the Rockies, cruise light.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies, cruise
It's the biggest basketball promotion in the Lone Star State. Prime Sports, Texas Triple Threat.
David Robinson is the man.
Fans from San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston will no longer have to argue over the best team in Texas. The winners go together to see a game in each city on consecutive nights.
Texas Triple Threat. Road trip.
If you win, you get game tickets, lodging, and airfare on Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline. Go to these participating retailers to enter Prime Sports, Texas Triple Threat.
Two-time world champion Houston Rockets basketball on Prime Sports. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines with low fares on every seat of every flight, everywhere it flies. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. By your Texas Dodge dealers, we're taking Texas by the horns. By Coors Light, shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Coors Light, tap the Rockies. By Discover Card, it pays to discover, the card that pays you back. By Mazda, experience cars and trucks built with a passion for the road. Mazda. And by the Gatorade Company. If you're living life to the fullest, you're gonna get thirsty. That's why you need Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Life is a sport. Drink it up.
To 103. The Sonics defeat the Rockets in overtime tonight. 6 times in a row, the Sonics have defeated the Rockets. And this has certainly become the tough team for the Rockets to beat. There's no doubt about it. Tonight's Gatorade player of the game, and there's no doubt about who this is, Gary Payton, who finishes tonight with 32 points, a new season high for Gary, 8 rebounds and 8 assists. So Gary Payton tonight, the Gatorade player of the game. He had only 9 points at the end of the first half, but 23 points in the second half tonight, including 5 points in the overtime. And that was the killer as far as Houston was concerned. The executive producer and director of Rockets basketball on Prime Sports is Mike Anastasiou. Tonight's game was produced by Murphy Brown. Remote facilities provided by John Crow Productions. Stay tuned. Coming up next is our post-game report. Once again, tonight's final score, the Sonics win it in overtime, 104 to 103. This has been another exclusive presentation of Prime Sports.
The new Mazda Sport Truck, B2300.
I got a passion.
Unbeatable 50,000-mile warranty. Fully equipped, plus air.
Passion for the road.
For the price of a bare-bones Toyota, B2300. Starting from $9,270. Mazda.
I got a passion for the road.
drive-thru will have 2 windows.
Why 2? We take their money at the first window. If the order is wrong, who cares?
We've already got their money.
Oh, I like it! At Sonic, we care about food, not windows. Like our brown bag special. 2 made-to-order burgers, 2 orders of fries, and 2 medium Coke Classic soft drinks. Right now, just $4.99.
Sonic, driving for a change.
You've got the honors. Maybe you'll realize it when you tee off against a background of shining resorts. Good job. Or when you see dolphins in the desert. It could only happen here. Maybe you'll know it when the afternoon sun